That if Donald Trump won, Bitcoin was going to do something crazy, but I didn't know it was going to be this crazy. People were saying that it was going to hit 100K sometime next year, but now it's looking like that is probably going to happen before next year is even a thing. So, like, while Bitcoin was down, I continue to put in, and I feel like anybody that was continuing to put into Bitcoin is happy right now because big things are happening. I think it's going to continue to happen because now we have a president, right? That's pro Bitcoin, pro cryptocurrency. He's
Welcome to another episode of Investor's Playbook. As always, you have your co-hosts Deshaun and Cornell. Today, if y'all ain't been watching the news, man, cryptocurrency has been going bananas. So, in this episode, we're going to dive into all things cryptocurrency. We're definitely going to talk about Bitcoin. We got to talk about the altcoins. And we might even dive into some of the, where we think these coins are going to go in the future. And then even more so the why, right? Like, why has cryptocurrency exploded the way it did? Similar to the stock market, after Donald Trump did get elected, we see this influx of money coming into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, all these coins that have been sleeping for about 2-3 years are starting to wake back up. So, all right, tune in. We're going to go and dive into this crypto market. Cornell, first thing I want to ask you, bro. Bitcoin, past 90K. What's up, man? What you thinking?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I knew that if Donald Trump won, Bitcoin was gonna do something crazy, but I didn't know it was gonna be this crazy. People were saying that it was gonna hit 100K sometime next year, but now it's looking like that is probably gonna happen before next year is even a thing. So, as you know, like while Bitcoin was down, I continue to put in, and I feel like anybody that was continuing to put into Bitcoin is happy right now because big things are happening. I think it's going to continue to happen because now we have a president, right? That's pro Bitcoin, pro cryptocurrency. He's talking about stockpiling it with the government, and I'm just trying to see because there's like so many contradicting factors. It's like I don't know what to think about the future, but I do think that Bitcoin is going to continue to rise uh in the future.
Yeah. When you say like competing, or you said there's like things that Donald
Contradiction.
Trump is saying that are contradicting. So I guess you're talking like being a pro Bitcoin, but then also pro bank, because he is like big on making sure that the U.S. financial market, I guess, has what it needs, or that big banks like Wells Fargo and Bank of America are also like those are people are saying that those are also part of the Trump trade, is what they're calling it. Banks, oils, but then also crypto. So it's like, how can you be crypto and be U.S. bank? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, I feel you. I really have no idea where that's gonna go. If he's just, getting cheerleaders on both sides and just playing both ends. He's not shy about it though. Like, people can see everything he's saying, and regardless, coins are still rallying. You know.
Right.
So I think something else we want to talk about too, though, is not just Bitcoin passing 90K, but you got to talk about all Bitcoin's little brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? You got Ethereum that is up 40% in what, like the last 2 weeks, similar, like after the election, probably up more than
Something
40.
like that.
Yeah, so Ethereum is up on the rise, and a lot of people think of Ethereum as like the next most reputable and the second most reputable and second most trusted cryptocurrency out there. And I know we had an episode before where we were like, Ethereum is like a platform. I forgot exactly how we were. We did a lot of research on Ethereum though to figure out how that price worked. But not just Ethereum. You got Dogecoin, you got Shiba, and you got Donald Trump and Elon Musk being best friends. So now you got these Dogecoins that are coming out the woodwork. Dogecoin is up to, I think it's like a $36, 36 cents. right now.
36 cents, man. It's
It was
up
at
200% in like the
yeah.
past 3 months.
Mm-hmm. It was trading at 10 cents for the longest.
And
And
the thing is, before this happened, I didn't really have much faith in those. But now that Donald Trump is creating a whole department for this man, it's like you don't know what is about to
yeah,
happen. Because
yeah.
now he's in a position where he can really make anything happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
And
it's
the
like,
fact
what's
that they're
next?
calling it Doge, like that's the acronym for the department, is kind of crazy too.
I feel like it's
Uh,
foreshadowing something, like foreshadowing that something's about to happen with Doge.
yeah, I would agree. What is it? Department of Government Efficiency. That's it. The Department
Yeah.
of Government of Efficiency. That's yeah, yeah. So I think that you might be right about that, man. Something is brewing. That's not on accident, right? Wanting to kind of get traction and basically put these altcoins in the limelight. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens with that, man. But what I'm reading is the total cryptocurrency market has surpassed $2 trillion. So there's been a lot of money that has been thrown into crypto since Donald Trump's election.
Hmm.
Not that, Bitcoin wasn't already up there. It was already at 70,000, 75,000. But to have it move so fast, like that was crazy. Just seeing it go from 75 to 85. And then the next week, 85 to 90. And like you said, it could easily hit 100K before 2025. And if that happens, I don't know. People, they see these zero numbers, but this is the first time Bitcoin will be in the six figures. So,
6 figures. Yeah.
yeah, that'll be something crazy, man.
It
So,
changed a lot of lives.
yeah, it definitely would. It definitely would. Um, some of the things that we want to do also dive into is like why, outside of just market sentiment, Donald Trump becoming president, Elon Musk being behind the Doge, um, like the Doge department. Other things
Mm.
that are making cryptocurrency kind of boom is like institutional adoption. You have companies like BlackRock and Fidelity
Yes.
who are
Yeah.
now adopting this crypto movement too, allowing ETFs where you can invest in cryptocurrency indirectly in your retirement account, right? All that happened this year. And they're still talking about making more for Ethereum, making a ETF to where you can now indirectly have ETF or invest in ETFs. I mean, invest in Ethereum in
So let's
your.
think about my
Go ahead.
bad. So let's think about when businesses are going to start putting these into their retirement packages. You see what I'm saying? Like right now, we're able to buy ETFs, but businesses haven't really adopted it. I know with my company, with the school system, I'm not able to find a package that has crypto in it. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure if that's the same for you, but at some
Nope,
point,
there's nothing there for me.
yeah. So at some point, I feel like these things are going to be adopted inside of these retirement packages and which will make it available to everyone. That means more investors, more exposure to cryptocurrency. And when people say that this is ground floor, you can't help but to agree with that because it's just now being adopted in those big banks, as you said. And then I feel like this is not the only reason why Bitcoin is going up, because as we spoke about on previous episodes, the Bitcoin halving was just this previous summer. And with that, after the Bitcoin halving, that means Bitcoin becomes more scarce. That means there's more demand for it. And then usually the winter after that, Bitcoin goes on a tear.
Yeah. And look, we're saying this today. Don't sit on the sidelines and watch this happen, folks. All right. Cryptocurrency has, it never completely went away. You have moments where people were investing in altcoins and tons of people made money on those, to be honest with you. Like a lot of people did lose money, but you got people who did catch. those Shibas and those Doges at the bottom, and then get out at the top. And we've always said Bitcoin was like one of those that is the most trusted, and you see where Bitcoin is at. So again, Bitcoin is past 90K, and if that sounds daunting, imagine what it's going to be at next year, right? So like, just if you're gonna throw something into cryptocurrency, like do a bit of research and see what coin speaks to you, because I mean there are so many cryptocurrencies out there. But I think that me and you both can say the ones that we've mentioned are ones that we feel like are going to do a little bit more movement, right? Like the Bitcoins, the Ethereums. Um, I think Ripple is another one that people have been like investing in for a while, that has also finally passed the dollar. Like well,
Mm.
not finally, but it passed the dollar for the first time in the last 3 years. Since 2021, Ripple has not seen above a dollar, um, and it just happened like a couple days ago. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of interest in these different cryptocurrencies. So man, yeah, just just understand that cryptocurrency is probably one of those things that's here to stay. So just educate yourself on what cryptocurrency is, and because there's always that risk when it comes to the crypto environment, right? Definitely.
So I have a question.
Hmm.
At what point would you sell crypto, like sell Bitcoin? You see what I'm saying? Like, we know that this is new. We know that this is ground floor, but say it goes crazy and Bitcoin goes to 10 million, right? At what point are you going to sell it and live off of or embed that money into your life?
I think it'll
Or would
happen
you
through.
ever sell?
I think it'll happen throughout Bitcoin's life. Like as Bitcoin is increasing steadily, I could see myself pulling money out of that and putting it into another asset, like to diversify. I mean, leaving that much money in a single asset is kind of, I don't know. And also, Bitcoin does not generate like revenue. It's an
Mm.
investment that it sits and it compounds. But if you were to take that same money and put it into something that can pay you monthly, like say real estate, I think that would be a good trade off, because I mean, nothing's promised, right? Like real estate can, you can have a bad deal or whatever the case may be. But I think what I would want to do is to take, once it hits a certain amount of money to where I can easily let that pay for some real estate that can then pay me on a monthly basis. That's what I see. I don't think that like, there's not an amount that I'd be like, all right, I'm going to take all this out. It's more like if it continues to increase, I'll take out this chunk and put that here so that now I'm getting paid monthly using that money and still letting the rest run and continue to grow.
So for you, uh, is cash flow over gains?
It's cash flow with gains. I don't want to take all the money out of cryptocurrency, but then I also don't know if Bitcoin is going to go to 10 million, right? Like it could, I'd rather take I'd rather take some of it out in the case that something does happen with Bitcoin, and like diversify. So I think it's diversification over anything. That's where I'm really trying to get at. But I'm not taking the money out to go on vacation or to like, go like, it's taking the money out to put it in another form of investing. Um, it's almost like a way to protect myself, and then also a way to diversify, and then also, yes, a way to generate cash flow. So that's what I would do. What about
And
you though? Go
That
ahead.
that's where I get a lot of conflict, man, because the stock market has been good to me. I
Yep.
would like to get more into real estate, but it's like, will my returns be the same? But then I have to realize when it comes to real estate, I'm not investing all my money. Whereas stocks, it's all my money. In real estate, you also borrow money, you get a mortgage. So you're putting I might put like 30,000, $50,000 down, but I have like a $300 loan, I mean $300,000 loan. You see what I'm saying? And I'll be making money on the 300,000 and not just the portion that I. So man, it's like trying to figure out the pros and cons because like when if it's just straight up, I don't feel like any house is going to net me the amount of money that I'm making in the stock market. I just don't feel that way.
Yeah. I don't. But that's the thing. I don't think that there's not a single asset in your portfolio that nets you like it's all of your assets combined. So you're talking a single house. How many stocks do you like? How many different companies do you own? Not like the amount of shares, but just the different companies. Like you have over 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine having over 10 homes that are all generating revenue, and we're not talking about.
No, no. I think we're missing the mark a little bit because like all my stocks in this previous year over 20%, except for Microsoft, which was like 14%. You get what I'm saying? I don't think any house is going to give me 20% a year. And then some of these
Including.
stocks are up 80%. Bitcoin is up 150%. So it's like no house is going to touch that.
Right. But then what do you do with that money? You just like let it sit there, right?
I let it sit there and stockpile. And that's what I meant by you're looking for cash flow over gains. Because like if it comes in gains, there's no way the house is going to net me more than Bitcoin. There's no way. I'm going to make
Yeah.
more money. I'm going to make more money with that money in Bitcoin than I am buying a house and collecting rent on it.
Okay. I think that I feel like the real estate market is a little more complicated than that,
Why?
rather than because you also have the actual value of the house
Right.
that can make you money on. You also have the
No,
tax
for sure.
tax
Let's say
deferment
that
that you have to, that you can write off for the following year. Like it's a lot of different
no.
aspects. You know what I mean?
Let's say the value of the house went up 20%, which is highly generous, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
let's say you're collecting rent and you get 10% of rent and you get 30, so you got 30% for the year. And I was being very generous
No, for
with
sure.
that.
For sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bitcoin went up 150%. You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
This
It's not
year,
even, I'm sorry.
this year, right?
Let's look at the past 5 years.
Well, if you look at the past 5 years, yes, well, it'll be the span from 5 years ago to today. It
Let's
doesn't
look
like
at,
chop it out into years, does it?
but
Like
it
if you
doesn't
look at.
matter. We don't have to chop it down into years.
Hmm.
Because if you had the house for 5 years and you had Bitcoin for 5 years,
Okay.
Bitcoin, you see what I'm saying? And if we do
Yeah.
10, it's even worse.
Yeah. I think that there is not a house that has grown as fast as Bitcoin. I would agree with that.
No,
But there are homes that have grown faster than some of the growth stocks, right?
which growth stock? Microsoft? What home is growing faster than Microsoft? What home is growing faster than Amazon? What
Not
home is
Amazon,
growing
not Nvidia, not Microsoft. So I guess the top 10 in the S&P 500. It has been a very good year for stocks, is what I'm saying. Yeah, I would agree
a
with
very
that.
good decade?
Yeah, a very good decade for the stock market itself. And I'm not saying that real estate is better. I was just simply saying that if Bitcoin did that much, I would want to diversify and put money into different assets for the other benefits. Because it's not just about cash flow when it comes to owning a home, right? It's not just about making money every month. It's about the increasing asset. It's about having something that I can potentially give my future generations, right? Not that you can't pass down Bitcoin, you can, right? It's money. Um, but yeah, and I think it's also just a tax write-off benefits that you get as well. So yeah, I think that there are pros to real estate. So it
For
sounds
sure.
like, and you can let me know if Bitcoin decided to do what you just said, 10 million or whatever the number was, you would just leave it all in Bitcoin. Where would you put it? You would just keep it there? What would you do
I,
with it?
I honestly don't know what I would do because the thing is, I'll tell myself, and I'm guilty of this in the past. I'll tell myself if it gets to this, I'm gonna sell, and then it gets to that, and I'm like, it's not enough. It's not enough. I got to keep letting it go, and I don't know. It's like the more assets, the more money you have, it's like the less satisfied. You are. I don't know what it is,
No
man, but
problems, bro. We know how that goes, man. You make more money, all you do is want more money. That's that's how it. I don't know. Like especially with something like Bitcoin at the how fast it's moving. You're like, if it hit this that quick, why wouldn't it go to 100? If it hit 100, why won't it go to 110, 120, 200? What's stopping it? So that I understand. But my question is, I think that the deeper question would be, what is the what is the overall goal? I think you mentioned before is freedom. So
yeah.
what does freedom sound like? What equals freedom in money to you? Because that's what it sounds like, right? Like once Bitcoin hits this amount, is that
And
freedom? Like what
it,
equals freedom?
and that's what I mean. Like right now, the goal is freedom. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But will my goal evolve once I reach that point?
Like
Will
to
it turn into
change from
something else? Now I don't just want freedom. Now I want this with freedom. And then now that I've gotten that, it's like, oh, but I want this too. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't
yeah.
think that I'll ever be in a at a point of complacency. I'm always going to want more. I'm always going to replace my goals that I've met with something else.
No, for
It's
sure.
just the way I'm wired. I don't see myself like, I'm done.
No, I
Now
get
I
that.
can just now I can
I
just
don't think
stop.
I don't think I feel like that is I don't know, that's not like everyone should always have some kind of goal, right? Even if they have a goal and they reach it, get a new goal. Like that, you got to be living for something or wanting something or pursuing something. And it could be simple. It could be like I want to make sure that now my kids have what they need. Like your goal could be someone else's happiness. You know what I mean? Like it could be as simple as that. So yeah, I'm just mainly talking. What is the road to freedom, right? Like just that first goal. How would you achieve that? And is that simply finances? And if it is, then do you think that once Bitcoin hits a certain amount of money, you can say, yes, this equals the amount of money that I need to consider myself free? Because when
Yeah.
you say freedom, you're talking like no debt, doing whatever you want to do, that type of stuff, right?
I'm not talking about no debt. I'm talking about be able to do what I want to do because I'm always gonna have debt because I don't feel like it makes sense to not have debt.
Yeah,
On previous episodes I talked about how paying off my house was a terrible decision.
yeah.
Yeah,
No
I don't.
high
I'm
interest
never.
debt, high interest debt though, but
Yeah,
definitely
and
leveraging
I
debt.
haven't had high interest debt since I was in college.
Yeah,
So that yeah, I'm never gonna have high interest debt again unless like something crazy happens. But you know, but
nah.
um, but yeah, I do have a number when it comes to money, and I do feel like money equals freedom. Um, of course, that's not my only goal in life, but as far as like the freedom part, yeah, I think money would solve is really the only thing that can create freedom
Yeah,
right now in America.
facts.
Yeah,
You're
unless
it's
I
either
just turn
a
it.
ton of money or choosing to have no money and like living. I
I
don't
was
know.
just about to say that. I was just about
It's
to
either
say like
all the money or no money at all, bro.
just
That's
ditching
freedom.
everything and being a hippie and just like
Exactly, bro. That's it.
I don't need these worldly things.
Right. living off the land. You feel me? That's
Yeah,
freedom.
yeah.
Um, but nah, man. Okay, that was a good conversation, man. That's interesting to hear how. So I guess then, do you see yourself investing in anything else besides like stocks right now? If stocks are doing what they're doing, if cryptocurrency is moving the way it's moving, what would cause you to invest in anything else, like outside of the stock market? Because I mean, there are definitely tons of ways outside of investing. I mean, outside of stock market and crypto to invest. But what would cause you to try something different?
A higher return or what I'm doing if what I'm doing stopped working, then I just don't I if it's not broke, don't fix it. You feel it's like why? Well, for what?
So that's one of those statements that I kind of like had to let go of because even though something's not broke, there might be a better way to do it.
No,
Like,
if it's better, I said if it's a higher return.
oh, for
I
sure,
just
for sure.
I just don't see that.
Yeah, I see. You haven't like talked to someone or witnessed a higher return in something else outside of the stock market.
For doing absolutely nothing. No, like people that are fixing and flipping. Okay, I've seen
That's
a
work.
higher return. That's
That's
what I'm
work.
saying. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And that's not something I'm comfortable with. I'm not saying I won't do it. That's something I would do. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, but I need the right mentor. Of course I can find that. But
Hmm.
as far as like me taking away from the stock market, which last year I got 40% of my entire portfolio. You see what I'm saying? Not making that in a house. I'm not making that. So
Not here. Not no. Not at all, bro. Nah. Mm-mm.
so I'm not saying that I wouldn't invest in something else, but it has to make sense.
Right.
It got to make sense.
That's real.
So that's one thing.
Cool.
But I know that you have more business ventures. I know you've been investing in other things.
Yeah.
Um, so how do you feel about those investments in comparison to the stock market?
I think right now the amount of money that I would have made in the stock market would definitely have been higher. But I also think those investments are early. That's like starting in the stock market in March and then to now, right? Like the gains
Right.
that you've seen are over the span of 10 plus years, not over the span of 10 months. So I'm wanting to see what those aren't even like, they haven't even sprouted yet. Those are seeds that I just planted.
Yeah.
Um, so in 4 years, 5 years, I do think that those investments are going to give me some good returns, some substantial returns, given the location,
Yeah.
given what's happening in the location. I do
Hmm.
think that those are going to be investments that are going to pay off very well. And yeah, outside of that, I have also done like business ventures.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think with business, it's like that. The work you put in is the work you get out, and that is one of the beauties of stock market investing. You don't have to do much work. You don't have to. You don't have to. You can like literally stay at home all day and make money in the stock market. You have a cell phone. You have a computer. That's all you need. Um, but with the business ventures that I did pursue, yeah, no, those some of those didn't pan out, right? And that's money that I could have put in the stock market and made money on, but those are also, people try and find the diamond in the rough. Those are nuggets. Those are things that I learned. You feel me?
Yeah. And I feel like you have to go through that because you
Yeah,
can't grow. You can't grow without going through that.
exactly. So, yeah, with some of the investments I'm excited about, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Um, I am excited about a good bit of them. But yeah, I do also see your sentiment too in saying that the stock market being one of the easiest avenues to make money and one of the simplest. Like very simple. It's very
Yeah.
simple. It's not complicated. It's not convoluted. There's no customers you have to work with. There's no convincing someone to buy something. There's no looking for work. It's just you put money in and you sit back and you watch it grow. And you water it by putting more money in. That's it. This
That's
you are
it.
growing a tree. That's it. You're growing a tree and then it's a very simple way. And same with cryptocurrency now. Like just planting seeds and wanting the trees to grow. Go ahead. You about to say something.
I also like the liquidity of it. Like if something bad happened, I can just
Yeah.
take it out.
It's
You see what
not
I'm
tied
saying?
up. It's
It's
not
not
tied up
tied up. Whereas with
with
other assets, I either have to sell the asset, I have to refinance it, and refinancing costs money. You
yeah.
have closing costs for refinancing, unless you
Mhm.
do a HELOC. But HELOC has higher interest, which I'm dealing with now. But that's because that was because of my ignorance, like when it came to, again, paying off the house. Because I think my loan on this home was like 3.5%, something crazy. But
Yeah,
now I'm paying like 8%.
because
You
of the
see what I'm
heat.
saying?
Real.
Because of the HELOC, it's variable. So when the interest rates were going up, my interest rate on my HELOC was going up. But if I had never paid off my house, I'd have a 3.5% loan and I wouldn't be paying I'd be paying less than half of what I'm paying right now
Yeah,
in
but you also
interest.
wouldn't have had that large influx of cash, right? You couldn't have taken out a HELOC if you didn't pay off your home.
It would have been in the stock market already. I wouldn't have had to take out the HELOC.
I'm just saying you would have to do more dollar cost averaging rather than putting a large sum of money like how you
But
did.
but check me out.
That was
Investing back
that was a while
when
ago.
I yeah,
Yeah, that
investing
was a
back
while
when
ago.
I paid my house off in 2018. So that
Yeah,
means all the money would have been in there by 2018.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Nah, it ain't no way to slice it. Paying off a 3.5 loan is
It
that
was
was
crazy. It
yeah,
was
that was
crazy. Yeah.
yeah,
And now I can't get that back. So it's
yep, yep. But I mean, shit, you navigated very well,
oh
regardless.
yeah,
So
for sure.
I
For
think it's
sure, for
cool.
sure.
Speaking of navigating, let's talk about how people can navigate in this crypto market, bro. Like we got the blue chip or what they consider blue chip cryptocurrencies. The main ones are Bitcoin and Ethereum. We said that already.
Oh, you know what we
Um,
didn't talk about?
hmm?
We didn't talk about how Coinbase is coming up with like a combined ETF type
Oh yeah,
coin that has like the top what was it, top 50? The
yeah,
top 50 coins in it. So basically they're creating like a S&P 500 for crypto.
cryptocurrency, and it's only going to be on Coinbase.
Yes, Coinbase is rolling it out. I don't know if it's going to be on other platforms, but I know Coinbase is rolling it out.
Can you imagine if it pops up on like Fidelity or something like that? That would be
It's over
crazy.
with. It's over
Yeah,
with.
that would be crazy, man. All right, real quick predictions. Bitcoin, where do you think is going to be December 2025?
December 2025,
A year and a month and a half from now.
175.
175, you think?
175, man. Like if just based on the history of these cycles, these 4-year cycles, every 4 years, it's it goes up in an insane way.
Yeah,
Last 4 years, it touched about 64,000, and now, yeah, I think. All right, so look, in 2001 is when it hit 64,000. 4 years before that, it was at 11,000, bro. Like that's times like five. You see what I'm
imagine.
saying?
Yeah, that's kind
It
of
was at
crazy.
it was at 11,000 in 2020.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be a little more modest. I think 150 by the end of next year. I think it could hit that 175 like halfway through Trump's um, term,
Mm-hmm.
but I could see like a solid 50K movement between like 60K, but you know we thinking it's gonna hit 100 by the end of the year. So if that does happen, I think it can move another $50,000 between January and December because I feel like there's gonna be a bit of pullback. I don't know where or when, but to just have it rip for a year straight, that would be wow, bro.
I
Are you?
think that it's going to drop shortly after
Mm-hmm.
because you know how Bitcoin cycles and has its winters. I do think that it's going to dip shortly after, but I think that it's going to go like insane, and I think it's going to go more insane than what
And what people are
most
thinking.
people think. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Man, all right. We're gonna see, man.
For sure.
Cryptocurrency is back, baby.
It's
And
that.
if you are not investing in cryptocurrency, then you will be sitting on the sidelines watching people make money. Don't be in that position, folks. So yeah. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Cordell, we got anything else for him?
Nope, I think we are all good. Join the Facebook group and
Yeah. Join the
talk.
Facebook group. Follow us on Instagram. You know, like and subscribe this video. Make a comment too, man. Let us know what cryptocurrencies you are currently looking at. If we missed some, because I know there are a bunch. So is it Solana, Cardano, a bunch of these cryptocurrencies that came out, Decentraland, like that word people were talking about when they were talking about the multiverse, not the multiverse. What is it called?
All right,
The
Spider Man, the metaverse.
the metaverse. When people were talking about the metaverse and that adoption. So if we have missed some coins that you think should have been on the episode that you think might, what they say, to the moon? Man, safe moon. Jeez. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, man. Let us know in the comments what y'all think. But yeah, until then, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Yeah. Catch y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace out.